Reagan National, who were tasked with coordinating both planes and helicopters. However, Reagan National had been dealing with a controller shortage for years. On this particular night, only one controller was responsible for managing both plane and helicopter traffic. Typically, these roles were handled separately during peak hours, but they had been consolidated earlier than usual that night. The New York Times reports on this control tower staffing not normal at time of the Washington crash. That's a serious claim in aviation safety. Take this story for example. It's been covered by more than 300 sources, but depending on where you look, the headlines and explanations vary widely. Today, a left-leaning outlet reports that air traffic control staffing is in the spotlight in the wake of the crash. Meanwhile, Reason, a right-leaning outlet, argues that understaffing was unlikely a factor in the crash. With Ground News, you get insight into how credible these sources are and who funds them. All factors that can influence the reporting. You can compare all sides of the story to see the full picture or sort by any of these factors to find the type of information you prefer in an instant. Best of all, you're not relying on manipulative algorithms deciding which news you see. The controller on duty that evening cleared Flight 5342 to land on runway 1. However, as the aircraft approached, the controller reassigned it to runway 33. This required the pilots to execute a sidestep maneuver to align with the shorter runway. In doing so, they would descend over the Pomac River and cross the path of the Black Hawk Power. 5342 on way 5342, a 32317 got 25. You take runway 33. Yeah, we can do a 334, 6342, 342 at runway 33, runway 33, runway 33, runway 33. Meanwhile, the Black Hawk continued its training flight following the Pomac River. As it approached the airport, the air traffic controller asked the crew if they had the CRJ in sight. The crew confirmed visual contact and requested visual separation, meaning they would ensure safe spacing. The controller, music, approved secure separ, APR. In the meantime, the pilots of Flight 5342 had begun their landing sequence, making a slight right turn before the final left turn to align with runway 33. At this point, a series of events may have led to the plane